Do you ever feel like you're just constantly juggling, trying to cram more into every single day, and yet you still feel like there's never enough time? Like productivity is this, I don't know, impossible climb.
Totally. It's exhausting.
Well, today we're diving deep into a book that just completely flips that script. It's Oliver Burkeman's 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals.
Yeah, and the title itself is...
Wow.
Right. The core idea is honestly pretty startling. The average human life is about 4,000 weeks. That's basically it.
And it's fascinating how much that book resonates right now, here in 2025.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere.
How so?
Well, there's this huge, anti-productivity wave building, right? And so many conversations about burnout you see in wellness circles, online, on X, everywhere.
Yeah.
So 4,000 Weeks isn't just another, get more done guide. It feels more like an antidote, a real pushback against that constant hustle culture telling us we can do it all.
Which we obviously can't.
Exactly. Nobody can. Right. So our mission today for this deep dive is really to unpack that, to see how accepting that finite time, those 4,000 weeks, might actually free us up.
Liberate us.
Yeah, liberate us to live with maybe more intention, more actual meaning, instead of just chasing efficiency.
Absolutely. That number itself, 4,000 weeks, it stops you in your tracks, doesn't it?
It really does. Berkman forces you to look at your limits, and makes you realize that maybe all those traditional time management tricks, the lists, the apps, maybe they just add more stress.
Often they do. He argues that real freedom, like true liberation, comes when you embrace the limits. You accept you can't do everything.
So it's not about hacking time.
No, not at all. It's about choosing what not to do, deliberately. Saying no to stuff that doesn't really matter. Maybe skipping that optional meeting or letting a non-urgent email wait.
Okay.
So you actually make space for what you truly value. Maybe that's deep work or time with family or just, I don't know, being quiet for a bit.
But he talks about strategic procrastination. Isn't that just putting things off? How's that different from, just being lazy?
Good question. It's really different. It's not about laziness. It's about intention. You choose to delay the low-value stuff because you're prioritizing something more important right now.
So like putting off sorting your sock drawer to actually play with your kids.
Exactly. Or consciously deciding not to clear your inbox immediately so you can focus on a project that matters or just connect with someone properly. It's about stopping that habit of always putting happiness off until some imaginary future point when everything's done.
Which never happens.
It never happens. It's about engaging with life now.
That sounds really appealing, almost revolutionary. So how do we actually start doing this? What are the practical steps?
Well, Berkman lays out 3 key principles. First is pay yourself first.
Meaning,
block out time for your priorities and your writing, your hobby, whatever it is, before everything else crowds in. Treat it like an important appointment.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Second, limit work in progress. Don't try to juggle 50 things. Focus on maybe just 3 to 5 active projects. Seriously limit them. It stops that feeling of being totally scattered.
Fewer things, done better.
Right. And third, resist the middle ground. If something truly matters, commit fully. If it doesn't, maybe just abandon it. Don't waste energy on lukewarm commitments.
Wow, that's bold. Either all in or all out.
Pretty much. No more half-hearted efforts draining you.
And there's also that philosophical bit he mentions, cosmic insignificance therapy. What's that about? It sounds kind of depressing.
But it's actually quite freeing. It's basically accepting that, the grand scheme of the universe, your individual actions are, small.
Okay.
And that realization can actually take the pressure off. It means you can stop worrying about changing the entire world with every email you send and just focus on what brings you personal meaning. Okay. Let go of the perfectionism, the need to control everything.
Right. Stop trying to be some kind of productivity superhero.
Exactly. Which ties straight back into all the burnout talk we're hearing in 2025, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The book directly challenges that hustle narrative.
Definitely. But what about people who think, okay, nice idea, but my job is rigid, or I have real financial pressures? Is this just for people with flexible schedules?
That's a fair point, a valid critique. It's obviously harder in some situations. But Berkman argues the principles can still apply, even in small ways.
Like how?
Maybe being more selective about the few non-work commitments you take on, or fiercely protecting even just a small block of time each week for yourself. It's about shifting your mindset about time, even if your external circumstances are constrained.
So, wrapping this up, this deep dive into 4,000 weeks, it really shows a pretty radical shift, doesn't it? Away from hacking time, towards living more deliberately. which feels very 2025, with the focus on mental health and trying to find some kind of balance. Personally, reading this really inspired me. I started trying to limit certain tasks, like with my YouTube stuff. I decided to only focus on videos I felt had real impact instead of trying to do everything.
And did it help?
It honestly did. It really reduced that feeling of being constantly overwhelmed and freed up mental space for things that, well, actually mattered more to me.
That's the idea in action.
Yeah. So if you found this deep dive helpful, please do subscribe. Leave us your comments. We genuinely want to hear what you think.
Please do.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with, building on all this. What's one way you might try to prioritize meaning over sheer productivity this week? Just one small thing.